The Ark of the Covenant is one of the most fascinating and mysterious objects in the history of Judaism and Christianity. It is a wooden chest covered with gold that contains the 2 stone tablets of the 10 Commandments, which God gave to Moses on Mount Sinai. According to the Bible, the Ark also contained a pot of manna, the miraculous food that sustained the Israelites in the wilderness, and Aaron's rod, the staff that blossomed to show God's choice of Aaron as the high priest. The Ark of the Covenant was not just a container for sacred relics, but also a symbol of God's presence and power among his people. The Bible describes how God spoke to Moses from between the 2 cherubim, the winged creatures that adorned the lid of the Ark, known as the mercy seat. The Ark was also carried by the Israelites into battle, and it often brought them victory over their enemies. For example, when the Israelites crossed the Jordan River to enter the Promised Land, the priests carrying the Ark caused the waters to stop flowing and allowed them to pass. Later, when they marched around the city of Jericho with the Ark, the walls of the city collapsed, and they conquered it. The Ark of the Covenant was also a sign of God's covenant with his people and his expectations for them to obey his laws. The 10 Commandments were not only a set of rules, but also a summary of God's character and will for his people. They expressed God's love, justice, holiness, and faithfulness, and called his people to reflect these qualities in their relationship with him and with others. The Ark reminded the Israelites that they were chosen by God to be his treasured possession, a kingdom of priests, and a holy nation. The Ark of the Covenant was so sacred that only certain people were allowed to touch it or approach it. The Ark was kept in a special tent called the Tabernacle, which was designed by God and built by skilled craftsmen according to his instructions. Only the Levites, the tribe assigned to serve as priests, were allowed to carry the Ark and minister in the tabernacle. Even among them, only one person, the high priest, was allowed to enter the innermost chamber of the tabernacle, called the Holy of Holies, where the Ark was placed. And he could only do so once a year, on the Day of Atonement, when he would sprinkle blood on the mercy seat to make atonement for himself and for the people. Anyone who violated these rules would face severe consequences, such as death or disease. For example, when Uzzah touched the Ark to steady it when it was being transported on a cart, he was struck dead by God. And when some Philistines captured the Ark and placed it in their temple, they suffered plagues of tumors and rats until they returned it. The Ark of the Covenant was not only important for ancient Israelites, but also for Christians today. Christians believe that Jesus Christ is the fulfillment of God's covenant with his people, and that he is greater than Moses, Aaron, and the Ark.